Okay, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. All right, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen up. We're going to be going over some pretty complicated stuff. No, I lied. It's really uncomplicated. We're really just talking about really your business structure and how to get your ideas together as far as a tangible business goes, as opposed to the kind of sporadic ideas that everybody has floating around their mind. We're hoping that this will help you organize it, and then we will get into the sections of the business plan, like the financial sections and the marketing plan, that we definitely want to incorporate as a specific section into the business plan. But first, we're going to talk about kind of your business model, and then the next lecture later on today, we're going to do executive summary. Okay, here's my disclaimer. I've already said this many times. This I typically will do at the end of class, but I actually have to do it at the beginning because of time constraints. So when I talk about the executive summary, I definitely want you to realize that that executive summary should be written last, and that should be kind of a sum up of your business, okay? I forgot a handout. It's a present for you guys. Okay, you're going to be happy. I'll be right back. It should be done printing. 1 second. No matter how hard I try, I always end up sweating before this class. Hey, look what I did. I got all the slides and I got little note thingies next to it. So you should be able to take notes based upon the slides you see up here. Take little notes on each slide. It'll help you organize your thoughts, okay? So, please make sure everybody gets one of those. And this is the same thing for the next one we're going to do later today. Make sure everybody gets one of those. Let those get out. Oh,
the job.
We'll talk about this. Are we better? I'd be happier if I were you. So, please organize your notes based upon the slides. It'll help you organize yourselves. Yes? So everybody has a dark one and everybody has a light one, right? Yeah, two, right? Okay.
Get some back here. Where do you get this one?
A light one and a dark one. Just one? Okay. Okay, let's get started. Farm business plan development. This is what we're talking about. This is the whole section, the whole class that we're talking about. And we're going to talk about today why we need a business plan. A lot of folks in this class are asking me, well, I don't need a business plan. I don't know if, I doubt I even qualify for anything or whatever. Well, you don't really know until you try, and they don't accept any applications unless there is a business plan tied to it. So the worst thing that can happen is they say no, but at the same time, it helps you organize your ideas. And if you have to pursue other sources of funding, you would, of course, have that as a contingency plan in your business plan, and then you could still continue on with your business plan even though you can't get a loan from a bank. You may have to search out for angel investors. You may have to search out for somebody in your family or something like that. But either way, the business plan will help you organize your thoughts and will allow you to get funding, whether it not be from the first, second, or third source on what you try. Even things like crowdsourcing are very, very doable this day and age. So that's actually just asking people on the internet for money for your business. And you definitely want to have a business plan set up for that too. So basically we're talking about why would you need a business plan. First thing is really to get a bank loan or really any kind of loan, whether it be a federal aid loan, agriculture loan, or anything like that. To apply for a grant, you definitely, if it's a small business grant, we definitely want to have a business plan for that. Especially if you're going to incorporate something that has to do with research, which is really the only way that I've ever seen anybody get any kind of granting funds from federal or state, unless there's something incorporated in your business plan where it helps advance the industry in some way. So you usually have to incorporate some sort of research project, and that usually has to be tied in with a professor or some kind of department from a university to authorize that your research is worth doing, okay? So plenty of SBIRs or small business initiative grants, small business initiative research grants that are available, but you got to remember my attitude on grants, they are very, very difficult to fill out. If you don't dot your I's and cross your T's correctly, you don't fill things out on time, you don't meet the requirements for deadlines, then you put a lot of work into nothing that you may be able to apply again next year, but who knows if that grant is going to be available next year. Everybody heard of the sequester, right? Pretty much squashed like half of the grants that are available to the small business farmer. So you may want to do a career change. That's usually why, with the folks I teach, that's kind of what they're trying to do. It's either that or put extra money in their pocket. They don't want to do the 9 to 5 anymore. They really just want to farm for a living, and it seems to fit best for them. Now, how are you going to do that unless you totally break down your finances, both with your current career and current position, which isn't that hard to do if you're paying taxes and stuff, and then extra money, how much extra money do you actually plan on making? And then at that point, how does your business plan reflect that? Some people only want to make $5,000 a year. Some people want to make $500,000 a year. This is kind of, depends on who's saying extra money. You know, some people extra money's 50 G's. Some people it's not. Okay, I'm going to close this because we're losing some cool in here. I'm getting some buzzing noises. Also, funding a startup. Probably one of the more common ways in this class where people use funding. Just taking an idea off the ground. And it really comes into is like testing a market. Of course, you want to do as much research as you possibly can in the beginning, but you really don't know how big your business is going to be until you get it off the ground. So most people need a business plan to just kind of organize themselves and then to get a startup funded. All right. Preliminary exercises, we need to stand up. Everybody stand up. You're going to raise your feet. We want raise our feet as an exercise. Raise your left foot like this. Take a big step to the left. Come over to your left, and you have now exited the box. We are thinking outside the box, folks. So please do not come with me with any typical business plans. I want to hear some like off-the-wall stuff. I want to hear innovative ideas. I don't want to have you coming up with the same things that I hear semester after semester with this program, okay? If you tell me your business idea and all of a sudden my eyebrows go up, it means you're hitting that nerve, okay? So come up with innovative ideas. If you think that you are doing something that everybody else is doing, stop. Come up with a new idea, okay? You can sit down now. We've done our activity for the day. We have now left the box. Do you feel refreshed? Do Do you feel like you're not constrained in any way? Your mind is free. It's just floating out there, picking up particles of ideas and bringing them all together to fruition, okay? You guys did that really well. You hit all 4 points. Very good. All right. Let's talk about, I want to just have you mentally figure out where we're at. I know I went over this last class, but I want to touch on it again. So we did their introduction already, and we're talking about business model and executive summary. Next, we're going to talk about marketing, financial data, eventually the management team. We have a couple of private evaluation days. This is wrong. Fantastic. It's wrong. There's another day of private evaluations in here, and then we have the presentations on October 1st. So I'll adjust this before I post this, guys. Sorry about that. But just to note, so you have an idea of what the 2 things that we're going to be talking about today, all right? Business model. What does that mean? Anybody? Chime in. I'm falling asleep. Somebody say something. Business model. Who read the book? Did anybody open the book? Business model is really just, it's almost the umbrella idea. It's when you think of your business without any words coming out, just the overall idea of your business. That's the model. Who is it going to affect? Who's going to get paid here? Who's going to benefit? That kind of thing. So we're talking about basing your business idea on you yourself as the business owner, and that's the most important part, okay? You really need to steer your business plan and your business idea to what you want to do with your business. If you want to be a millionaire, like this guy, you're up on your computer technologies, and all of a sudden, bam, overnight you just made an app and you made $10 million. Is that you, or are you just trying to fund your kids through a college education? These folks are going to struggle, I think. Anybody see that picture? Poor kid's got the thing plugged in his head. So I got to see if I can. Is that better? Or is this better? No, that's better. Is this better? Y'all will fall asleep on me. I'm going to start yelling. Better? Okay. What's funny is that kid looks like my son, kind of. Okay. Business plan, business model. We're talking about really just having a solid business foundation. Is it better? You got to ask yourself 3 questions when it comes to your business idea. Is it profitable? That's probably the most important thing. Unless you're a non-for-profit, and even if you are, profit is certainly a good thing in the non-for-profit sector, okay? Please consider writing a business plan for a non-for-profit group so that you could pay yourself a salary out of the money that is made out of it, and you're eligible for grants, and I would certainly accept that as a business plan in this class. I think with a lot of folks being native farmers, also female, that is a great way to get a profitable business and going non-for-profit, okay? You can actually get a lot more grant funds than the average person. So think about a profitable business model like this guy. This is genius. It says, today's special, buy 1 fish and chips for the price of 2 and receive a second fish and chips absolutely free. That is a great business model. It's showing that you're not willing to give anything to your customer, but yet you're willing to try to get their attention and get them into your shop, okay? So skilled management, certainly something that you're going to want to have as far as your trifecta of success when it comes to business plans, okay? Who's that? That's it. You're out. 5 minutes outside. Guys, turn your phones off, would you please? Skilled management team. Truly, truly, truly. You're only as good as your weakest link, all right? And that can certainly come into play when you're talking about your management team, especially when you're talking about the 4 top dogs. You're talking about the CEO, the COO, the CMO, and the CFO. Especially the CFO. If he or she is incompetent or doesn't do her job right, or just doesn't know the laws of taxation or anything like that, or accounting, then chances are you're not going to do as well. All right? Comic says down here, I'm too busy to learn anything about project managing. I barely have enough time to make critical decisions about them. Maybe you're just lazy and stupid. Let's go down to the pond and throw rocks at the ducks. That's management. That's literally somebody who just can't handle it, and this is not the wrong person in the position, okay? This is somebody that's thinking about other things. You need to have somebody that's just as passionate about your business as you are the owner, okay? If you don't have that, that means you're not paying them enough money, because if you're paying them enough money, they will have that passion, okay? Maybe they need a raise. Maybe they don't need to be fired. Maybe they need to be paid more money, and you might get some better success out of them. Sound business plan as well. You need to have things written down so that every single person involved in the business can reference the business plan and then know what direction we're going, at what time, and at what period of the business through its phases of maturity. So there is no questions or doubts as to what's going on. You really need to have everything written down so everybody that's participating doesn't feel like they're astray, and they always have a place that they can go back to and reference, which is going to be your written business plan. Business model. Ask yourself, when you're thinking about your business model, does your product or service have a strong competitive advantage over your competitors? For example, everybody know who Filthy Farm Girl soap is? Okay. They are a Hawaiian-made soap company who produces, it's a little iffy, but they make the soap here from ingredients from all over the world, and they sell it at the farmers markets. They have so many different kinds of varieties and scents and different ingredients that are in them. If you go to the Hilo Farmers Market, they're always there. They're always at Maku'u Market. They're at the market at Uncle Robert's in Kalapana. I've seen them up in Waimea. They literally get around every single place. They charge $5 a bar, and people go crazy for them. Why? Well, one, they actually have a pretty darn good product. That soap is really good soap. It's all natural, and it's made in Hawaii. Two, they have a great marketing plan where on the outside of the labels, they have a variety of different ways to market to different people. So they actually have things like filthy nurse, and they have filthy cock, they have filthy pussy, they have all these things. It's like a cat and a chicken and these wonderful things that people are going to go out and they're going to see that and they go, wow, that is something I'm going to buy for my filthy flight attendant wife, because there's filthy flight attendant, there's filthy lawyer, there's filthy mechanic, there's all these different things. It has these wonderful images that are created by their company on the front, and incredibly marketable. Plus, the guy who sells them, he's actually not around too much anymore, but for like the last 2 years at the farmer's market, the guy who sells it, he's got the handlebar mustache, he's got the little derby hat on, and he is literally slinging soap out to every single person that walks by. They have little tasters, little tiny ones. They have big bars. They can ship all over the world. So it's a really great business model. These guys are rolling in the dough. Why? Because they have a competitive edge over their competitors. Well, first of all, there's not too many competitors. The competitors that you see are local Hawaiian soaps. That really doesn't exist unless you're talking about some pretty artisan stuff, and they charge a pretty penny for it usually, and it's usually made from much yuckier stuff than the Filthy Farm Girl. So they actually are giving you a pretty decent product for a pretty decent price that's locally made, and you can gift it out to other people. It's a wonderful business model. I strongly recommend, if you get to the farmer's market, to check them out, okay? I'll actually reference them a few times. And let's get to the meat and potatoes of the matter. So when we're talking about our business plan, and you guys are actually drafting your business ideas, this is how we're going to physically define our business idea, all right? You need to state multiple areas all throughout your business plan. How do you plan on making money? Because that's the most important part of the business plan. How do you plan on sustaining yourself and getting income coming in when you have materials going out? Do you plan on doing it through a product or service, or both? Diversification. See if you can somehow figure out a way to do a product and a service through your company. Some folks will be be able to make native nursery plants. Why not have a landscaping company as well tied into it so that you can make money on the front and on the back? Okay. So specific strategies on how to profit. These are going to be written out in words in paragraph form in multiple sections of the business plan. Strategic strategies meaning not that I'm going to market to these people or I'm going to approach this market. Specifically, who are you going to talk to? When are you going to talk to them? How are you going to talk to them? What are you going to talk to them about? So you want to detail very specifically how you plan on getting into the market through your specific strategy. I don't want generalization on anything. Everything that I'm going to write on your papers when you give me the private evaluation day and you get it to me, almost every section is usually more detail, more detail, more detail. Too general. Okay? So if you think you're going in from a general stance, take a step back. I want to see specifics. Okay? We're also going to do some feasibility tests. We're going to do that today. We're going to do the SWOT test. We're going to do the GEL test. And we're going to do some scenario analysis. And if you think I'm going fast through this, please let me know. It's pretty easy stuff. I just want to make sure I make time for the other lecture. Feasibility tests. These are tests that you can go through with your business plan ideas before you do anything, just to make sure that it's a pretty darn good idea. You may think it's a great idea, but not until you really weigh your strengths and weaknesses do you really understand where you fit in the market and if it's a good business idea. All right? So let's look at the SWOT Matrix. It's a nice little table we got over here. We have, on this axis, we have internal, meaning you. External, meaning the market, other people. And we basically are going to list our strengths. We list our weaknesses. So, personal strengths and weaknesses. Right? I know nothing about the coconut market. Say I know nothing about the coconut market. Okay? But I want to get into coconuts. Is that a strength or a weakness? It's definitely a weakness. So you're going to list it here, yeah? Right in this section. I'm really good at finances no matter what the business is. Maybe that will outweigh the other one, right? About yourself personally. Do you have the time to run a business? No. But you say you have the funds to hire somebody that can help manage with you, then that's a strength. See, it's just really just filling in specifically what you're good at and where you could have failings. On the top, we have opportunities and threats. External, this is in the market. Chapati kava. Is there an opportunity to sell Chapati kava in the Hawaiian market? Certainly. Anytime you put it out in the farmer's market, people buy it, and they buy it till it's gone, every time. So that's certainly the opportunity. Well, if I want to be a Chapati kava farmer, then that would certainly be a opportunity. A threat, flooded market. I want to grow lettuce, aquaponics. Well, there's certainly a threat. Am I going to be able to get in on that flooded market? It's really just evaluating your opportunities, your strengths, and how they match up with your opportunities. Okay? If you fill out this matrix and you have more stuff in here than anywhere else, then it's probably a good idea. If you are straying and it looks like kind of even, or you're heavier on the outside on the no-goes, then maybe you need to rethink your idea. Okay? Feasibility test is all about sitting in a room and brainstorming and doing nothing other than that. Now, give this feasibility test to someone else. They may be able to, might come up with a different total. So you're going to want to evaluate those as well. So people that you want involved in your business, your management team, people you have in mind for those positions, maybe you want to do this together. But either way, you're going to want to express some kind of feasibility test in your business plan. And maybe not in the graphic form like this, but in words. Okay? You're going to go through this after you filled it out and put all that in paragraph form. Well, I have plenty of strengths because of this, this, and this. And I have all these opportunities because of this, this, and this. Unfortunately, I have this. And unfortunately, I have this and this. But you really want to express in words why you're going forward with the plan, and that's everything that's in this box. Okay? Spend many, many days, many, many hours on this, and it'll help you fine-tune your business plan. Okay? If you're not good with numbers, that's a bad thing. But if you have an extra $5,000 a year to pay a bookkeeper, or $2,000 a year to pay a bookkeeper in your business plan, then it's not a threat anymore. It's not a weakness, okay? So, but you don't want to justify everything. That's what you want to avoid. If it's a weakness, put it in weaknesses. Don't adjust it on the fly. Write it in the weakness section, and then go back and reevaluate and see how can you move that weakness into a strength. Oh, all I got to do is drop $2 more grand, and then that weakness just became a strength. Okay? So do it first. Try to get as many of these out of these 2 sections as you can. If you can't move any of them, keep them there, and then express them in words in your business plan. It's basically like a sales pitch, telling me why you're going to be successful. Okay? Any questions on a SWOT test? It's very, very common. I know it sounds silly, but it's actually very common to reference SWOT in your business plan. SWOT. You say, based upon a SWOT test, I think that my feasibility of my business is this. And you state that, and people that professionally review, and lenders that professionally review these things, they know what this stuff means. Okay? So go ahead and reference a SWOT test in your business plan.
It's like pros and cons, right?
Yep, pros and cons. There's another way to do it, and well, here, I kind of go through the strengths and weaknesses, just to touch on a few more things. As far as strengths go, staff and personality and character is a huge part of it. Technology, if there is an oil press out there that can make you more money, maybe you want to incorporate that into a strength. If you say in your business plan that I have $10,000 allocated for this new oil press that is energy efficient, can run off solar or whatever, that's a strength. And incorporate technology as part of your strengths. It only takes money. And you just have to write that into the business plan. Okay? Location, please stress that as a strength or a weakness. Some people it's a strength, especially if you want to do like a roadside kind of fruit place. If you're on the road, then that makes sense. If you're not on the road, you drive through my neighborhood, and you'll be on the back road, and all of a sudden there's a fruit stand out there and stuff. It's like, how do you plan on... Nobody came down here in the last 2 weeks. Why would you think you're going to make a ton of money? No, you're not. The fruit's all out there rotting every morning, you know. So maybe they need to take that to a different location so that they can make some money. All right? Any others that might be incorporated? Opportunities and threats as well. Milton Berle. Everybody knows Milton Berle is, right? If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. I love that quote. So if it looks like there's a question whether there is an opportunity out there, why don't you make it an opportunity? What can you do to make that an opportunity? I've kind of beaten this thing to death, but same thing. Technology could be a threat, right? If you're not technology competent, and you're not so much into the computer thing, you're not so much into knowing how to fix a hydraulic tractor or whatever, a piece of equipment. If you don't know how to fix large equipment, then maybe you shouldn't be a field manager type farmer, so that certainly could be a weakness or a threat. Okay, location, all the same, personality and character.